And wow, so we're starting off the early morning here with a bit of information that I think will have PlayStation fans really excited for the PlayStation 5. Now, a lot of people are hungry and thirsty for information. There's a lot of rumors, but this one here is actually legit. So PlayStation 5 Trademark filed by Sony, fueling the February PS5 reveal rumors. And so I'm excited about the PlayStation 5 reveal. Can't wait to get a bit of more information regarding the system, specs, price, when you can pre-order it, and everything like that. So we're gonna dig deep here. So Sony has officially filed the PlayStation 5 trademark with a Swiss institute, suggesting that a big reveal of the game is due to land soon. So this is interesting, guys. I mean, every time when you see stuff like this, something is actually around the corner when it comes to like a trademark. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and read the full article here. It states, Sony has taken another step towards the official announcement of the PlayStation 5 today, with the signing of a new trademark for the console. Though the game console is slated for a holiday 2020, Sony so far only given vague information about the upcoming hardware release and only announced one game, which is Godfall. So we already know that already, and this is interesting, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and dig a little bit deeper here. So it looks like Japanese game manufacturer had the name and the rights to the PS5 registered at the IGE IPI with the Swiss Federal Institute of Intellectual Property on January 27th. So January 27th, that was what, yesterday? They actually filed this via Let's Go Digital. The application was submitted on their Class 9. A category includes game console as a part of its segment. So this is interesting, guys. I mean, we had Sony developers, legendary developers like David Jaffe coming out saying that, yo, he can say that the PlayStation 5 reveal event is happening in February, which gets me really excited. We're also getting rumors that the price point is going to be $500. It's going to be fully backwards compatible. It's going to have ray tracing. It's going to have the fastest SSD over the Series X. It's just been a lot of rumors and speculation that's going on here with the PlayStation 5. Also, the rumor date that we've been getting is February 5th. So February 5th, and it's going to be at the Sony Hall in New York City. So only time will tell. Hopefully, we're getting close to the ending part of this month. So I would say Sony might announce it next week. All right, guys, with that big news out of the way, let's move on to something even bit more bigger here. So a credible leaker, go by the name of Nibel, if I'm saying his name correctly, put out something regarding Resident Evil 8. So Resident Evil 8 details have been leaked. Take this, though, with a grain of salt, even though this person is actually credible. So Ethan from, I guess this is Resident Evil 7, is the protagonist of the game. First person, so they're bringing back first person from Resident Evil 7, which is quite interesting there. And also Zombies Return. That's really good because that's a part of Resident Evil's DNA. New enemy type, werewolves, new stalker enemy type, and Chris Redfield will return in some form. So this is really good news, guys. I'm really hyped for the next Resident Evil in the series. And wow, Resident Evil 8, I don't think it's coming out this year. It might get revealed next year or something like that, or they might reveal it this year at E3, and then it might come out next year for next gen console, or it might be, you know, cross gen. We'll see what happens there, but I'm really hyped based off this information here. All right, guys, now let's move on to the next part of the news video here. We get into the ending part. So Nintendo re-ups trademarks for 39 existing games. Something is interesting here that's cooking up. So Nintendo basically filed a bunch of trademark. This is a lot. This is like the highest I've ever seen them file, because normally it'd be 1 through 5 here. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of list some of the main ones here. So Freaks Forms, Kirby's Adventure, Kirby Air Ride, Kirby 64 The Crystal Shards, Kid Icarus, Jam with the Band, Golden Sun, Dark Dawn, and Dylan's Rollin' Western, The Last Ranger, Face Raiders, Eternal Darkness, Majora's Mask, Balloon Kid, Animal Crossing City Folk. I mean, it's a lot of them. Super Mario Sunshine, which a lot of people thinks that Super Mario Sunshine is coming back. Skyward Sword. I mean, it's a lot of them, guys. I'll leave a full link down in the description down below so you guys can actually check up on this. The Wind Waker. There was rumors that, you know, Nintendo is going to port over a lot of 3DS games. And it was actually true, right? That we're going to be getting a lot of 3DS games over on the Switch. And I do think that Nintendo needs to use these trademarks. Maybe they're for a virtual console experience. Maybe we're actually going to be getting that. And that could be really amazing news for a lot of people because let's be honest here. I'm sick and tired of the Super Nintendo and the NES experience. I need something a little bit more fresh, a little bit more intuitive, and I think this will add a great value for gamers for the online. Or this could mean that they're just re-ing up all these trademarks because they're expired and they have to re them up. Or it could just mean that we could experience new games in the series for all these different games. But either way it goes, I'm definitely hype here moving off into 2020. I mean, so far the year has been a little rough because we've been getting nothing but rumors, speculations, a lot of leaks here and there. So only time will tell what all these trademarks could mean. All right, guys, now we are at the ending part of the news video here. So Xbox head Phil Spencer wants to focus on frame rate over resolution. Underpowered CPUs are a limitation in current gen consoles. So we know that in current gen consoles right now, there's a lot of limitations on what can be done, especially with these newer games. Like alone in 2020, we have a lot of delays, man. Like Cyberpunk being the main one got delayed because the Xbox One, the VCR box, is underpowered, right? And it cannot run the game properly, so that's why it's delayed. So a lot of these games that was for current gen, newer games are going to be cross-gen for PS5 and the Series X. So this is no surprise here. So head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, stated that while they have given developers the tools and freedom to do what they want while developing Xbox game, he wants games to feel as good as they can look nowadays on Xbox One X. This was not possible in the current console generation as the CPU underpowered related to the GPU in future. However, he would like to focus more on the feel of the games and not just resolution. So in other words, his main thing is going to be the frame rate and not resolution. And I could not agree any better because frame rate is where it's at, man. You can have the highest resolution and then the game still runs like garbage. You can have a game that's running at 4K, but it's running at 12 frames. That's gonna be a freaking mess. And so with the Series X and the PS5 that is slated for resolutions up to 8K, which I think is probably gonna be upscale 8K, not native 8K. This is very interesting that, you know, Microsoft is trying to focus on frame rate because honestly, guys, if the game is running smooth at like 4K 60, that's a winner. If it's running smooth at 4K 120 frames per second, that's good. And that's what gamers want. We want better looking games for next gen, but we also want solid frame rate. And with Microsoft saying that, look, they're not going to come out with any next generation exclusive games for the Series X. It's going to be a bunch of cross-generation stuff. And this is the big problem. I'm going to tell you guys this, because with developers developing stuff for next-gen hardware, with the Microsoft brand, with the VCR box, with the Xbox One, with the Series X, and with the Xbox One X right now, they have to develop for all those platforms, including PC. And the one that's probably going to give them a lot of issues and a lot of hiccups is the VCR Xbox One. So yeah, I think Microsoft shot themselves in the foot with that one, saying that, hey, we're trying to keep it eco-friendly. That's good, that's cool, but what about how the game is going to run as far as frame rate and everything. Resolution is one thing, because you can get a Xbox, you know, 360 game, upscale it to 4K, and it probably run like garbage because the frame rate is not stable. So frame rate is definitely a key thing when it comes to having the best experience possible for your games. So leave you guys thoughts down in the comment section down below, and let me know what you guys think about all of this stuff that we talked about today. Make sure you guys subscribe and turn on that notification bell. Share the video around, hit that like button, because it's very, very important for the YouTube algorithm. And peace. Switch gang, Joy-Con boys, PlayStation ponies. We out of here, man. Have yourselves a great day.